Welcome to Sunday School.
We hope you have a great time with us this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday's Call this week. It is really good to see you. Now, we're really excited as a Sunday's Call team to say we're doing a little mini series in the next few episodes all about a book in the Bible called Daniel. We're going to be learning all about Daniel and some of his friends. It's going to be really exciting. Some of the adventures they have and how exciting their relationship with God was. Doesn't that sound fun? I think it's going to be really good. But before we start today, I thought we'd play a quick game to get you thinking. We're going to play a memory wall game where you're going to see lots of pictures flash up on the screen, a big page of objects, all to do with school and things you would have around at your nurseries and the places you go. And you're going to have 30 seconds to try and remember all of the objects on the screen. And then the screen is going to go blank for 1 minute, and you're going to have to either write down or think about all of the objects and try and remember all of them. And then after that, they'll flash up again and you can see how many you managed to remember. So there's going to be some objects flashing up in just a minute and we'll see how it goes. And I'll be back to see how well you've done. So enjoy our game this morning. So how did you do? That's amazing. Well done. So now we're going to hear our story. And our story today comes right at the start of the book of Daniel. And it's about some of his friends. And they are people who love God, but are challenged by the people at that time and face some really tough times. But they remember that God is always with them. Just like you remembered all of those objects a minute ago, they remember that God is always with them. So we're going to hear about their story and going to spend some time after that thinking all about that story. So I'll let you watch the clip now.
Stories of the Bible, the fiery furnace. There once were 3 Jewish men named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Hey!
When they were very young, they were taken from Israel to live in a place called Babylon. At that time, the king of Babylon was a man named Nebuchadnezzar.
That's it. Almost there.
And he made a gold statue that was 90 feet tall.
Perfect.
The king sent a message for everyone to come to the dedication of his statue. When everyone had assembled, it was declared that people of all races, nations, and languages would bow before the statue and worship King Nebuchadnezzar's statue when they heard the sound of musical instruments. If anyone refused, they would be thrown into a fiery furnace. So at the sound of the musical instruments, all the people bowed to the ground and worshiped. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not, because they were Jewish and would only bow to the one true God. Some of the wise men of Babylon went to the king and told him that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow to the statue.
What?
This made the king very angry, and he asked Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego if it was true that they would not bow to the statue. Then he said he would give them one more chance to bow down, and if they did not bow, they will be thrown into the fire. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied that they didn't need to defend themselves against the king. They said, "If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up." The king was so angry with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that he commanded the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he ordered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be bound and thrown in the fire. The fire was so hot that it killed the soldiers that threw them in. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell into the flames. But suddenly, the king jumped up and said to his advisors, "Didn't we tie up 3 men and throw them in the furnace?" The advisors said, "Yes." But the king said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around the fire, and the 4th looks like a god." Then the king shouted to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, "Come out!" So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire, and everyone saw that the fire had not touched them. They didn't even smell of smoke. Then Nebuchadnezzar praised the one true God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who had rescued them from the fire. And the king made a new command that anyone who spoke a word against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would be greatly punished. Then he promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in his court. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trusted in God and were willing to die rather than worship any god but their own God.
They faced some really, really tough challenges. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego risked everything because they believed God was there for them. They trusted him. They knew in their time of need that he would come and rescue them and help them. And you know, it's tricky sometimes to think about that God is always there with us in the things we do, whether that's going to school, playing at home, or spending time with our families. It's tricky to remember God is there. But sometimes when things are tough, and it might feel a little weird at school at the moment still now, and we've all had a really, really tough time recently in lots of different ways. But you see, God is always with us. And if we can remember that, sometimes it helps us to know that we can trust God. If we can remember that he's there for us, to help us and support us and love us, it makes those tough times just that little bit easier. God rescued Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from their tough time in the fiery furnace. And God can do the same for us today. If we in our tough times reach out and say, "God, I need your help right now," he is there for us. He is always there for us. Isn't that exciting? I know I find that so encouraging and exciting. And one of the best ways we here at Sunday School respond to exciting things God does is we love to sing songs to him, because he really, really enjoys that. So why don't we sing a song together now to celebrate the exciting news that God is always with us.
Are you ready? Let's go. most enormous boats, kept the birds and animals afloat. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and Noah lived his life for him. Noah's led people through the sea, taking them away from slavery. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and Moses lived his life for him. Oh, thank you, oh, thank you. All through history you are faithful. Thank you, oh, thank you. You are just the same when it comes to me. When it comes to me. David fought Goliath and he won. A humble shepherd boy became a king. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and David lived his life for him. Daniel was inside a lion's den. The Lord fought to safety once again. The Lord was good, the Lord was strong, and Daniel lived his life for him. Oh, thank you, oh, thank you. All through history you are faithful. Thank you, oh, thank you. But you are just the same when it comes to me. When it comes to me. Jesus died to take away our sin, so we could get to know our God again. The Lord is good, the Lord is strong, and He will give our lives for Him. Oh, thank you, oh, thank you. All through history you are faithful. Thank you, oh, thank you. That you are just the same when it comes to me. Thank you, oh, thank you. That all through history you are faithful. Thank you, oh, thank you. That all are just the same when it comes to me. When it comes to me. When it comes to me. When it comes to me.
I really hope you've had a great time at Sunday Call this morning. I hope you've enjoyed it and loved singing along and learning a little bit more about God. I hope you had time to reflect on the fact that God is always with us, and you'll remember that in your time of need. That you can reach out to Him and He will help you. Now, Fran, in a couple of weeks' time in our next episode, is going to talk all about how exciting it is to know God and continue our little series on Daniel, exploring his book and all the things he has to teach us. But I'll say goodbye for now, and I hope I'll see you again really, really soon. See you soon.